Welcome back to Real Hot Nerd Shit, the episode Once More with Feeling, which has now become Fourth More with Feeling. I'm going to fucking scream. So we intentionally cut the last one. We're trying to split these into two smaller chunks to make it easier for like releasing and editing. But it also happened that my Wi-Fi dropped out, so here we are again.
We're still here. All right.
We got it. I'm hanging on by my fucking toenails, friends. All right, so we're just going to keep going and not even acknowledge all the technical difficulties.
Nope, we're just going to keep walking through the fire.
Keep walking through the fire, because honestly, where else can I turn? So we were picking up with the characters that we thought were wasted. We talked about our faves. We know Xander is the worst. Who are the characters that you would have liked to have seen more from?
Well, I think the one character that got wasted was Cal Penn and Beer Bad.
Fair. Well, he did come back as Fez guy in Angel. He's the one that sends Cordelia those gross, painful visions. Season 3.
I would have liked to see more, not necessarily of Clem specifically, but I really like this idea of these kind of like benevolent or at least just like chaotic neutral like brand of demons that like is playing with in the later seasons. Like I kind of dig that as a like part of where they're like, no, like they're actually a bunch of us. We're just existing as people.
Right.
Like, because I love those scenes like where like Spike's carrying groceries.
Yeah.
That's what you do. Like those slice of life, moments.
Very that.
Yeah.
I think that's where I would like to see more of that.
Yes, I would absolutely watch a whole series of that.
Of what it's like for the demons in Sunnydale.
Yeah,
it's like the Slayers fighting in the background, like the Zeppo episode.
Yes, yes. I think my number one wasted character is Kendra. I mean, first of all, Bianca Lawson could still play a high schooler, period, right now.
That is
true. It was just so fun having a Black Girl Slayer and making her from some unknown island, because we don't want to recognize how problematic it was that she was trying to do that Caribbean accent, whatever it was. So instead, we'll just pretend that that's where Kendra was from. Wherever Kendra was from, that was the natural accent, and Bianca Lawson did it perfectly.
Yeah, naturally.
Honestly, though, that is a thought that I had, like, legitimately of a character that I wish I got more of is, Mr. Trick. I thought, like, he was Arsenio Hall was such a great villain for that, like, wait, was it? All right.
No, I don't think it was Arsenio Hall.
No. I'm thinking of a different show that he was the villain on. It was, I'm blanking on the name because I've seen him in other things, but you're right, that was a mistake on my part.
Todd Freeman.
Yeah.
Todd Freeman. Yes, Todd Freeman. Oh, no, wait. Because Todd Freeman that's what it is. He shows up in the a series of unfortunate events as the like bumbling, like always sending him off lawyer. That's where I was yeah. Gosh, I need to rewatch Buffy.
Gross Point Blank. He was in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Cider House Rules. Nothing that I'm super familiar with.
Which show?
I mean, he does. It's not surprising that he inspires an air of Arsenio Hall. It's definitely not him, but I could see.
No, I was like trying to think of where I was like, what show I'm thinking of.
It'll come to you as soon as we're finished.
It's going to. That's what I was like.
Right.
That's how it always is.
Who else were our wasted characters? Or characters?
But like he was he was in for half that season. But like my point really being, he was in for half that season and then was quickly was such an interesting villain. And you don't usually see vampires with this kind of bigger picture, it's a business baby kind of vibe that I really liked. That I think Joss Whedon's misuse of Black characters especially in Buffy is something. There's something to be said for that.
Yeah, very much so.
I agree. I mean, I think I would have liked to see a bit better closure for some characters. I wouldn't say they were completely wasted, but I do think like Oz's send-off wasn't the best.
Right.
that one sticks out to me of the other ones that haven't
Mm.
been mentioned because
Anya,
I do.
obviously.
Oh, so unceremonious at the
Just
end.
yeah. In the comics, in the first round, maybe it was Dark Horse. They start to resurrect her, and then it kind of ends when she still
Yep.
goes.
Mm.
Um, yeah, definitely characters that deserved more of a fitting end. I know that Oz comes back in season 8 of the comics, and he like houses the Slayers that are on the run for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't like that. You know, not don't like, but obviously the complication of Willow being queer when he does return, like for his sort of like proper goodbye, um, finding out, that Willow's with Tara and all that stuff, like he doesn't respond great.
No.
Um, and I think I coincidentally enough, Seth Green probably has so many ex girlfriends that ended up being lesbians, and he's probably so cool about it because Seth Green seems like that kind of person. You'd be like, yeah, cool.
Seth Green does absolutely seem like the kind of boyfriend a future lesbian would have. He
Yes,
does have
Yes,
that vibe. At the
T
it
T,
is what it is.
absolutely.
it's
That's
so
why they cast
true.
Seth Green. They like that's why they
Like
cast
I
him
was like,
as
and now
yeah,
I was like, and it's funny because so many lesbians dress like Seth Rogen. Like I was
our
I feel
Seth
like those
Green.
like the shirt, like I was like, it's like the very like like envy, like
Yeah,
modern. Like I was like the prototype for that future like funny little
yes,
guy, like
Mm-hmm.
the
kind
funny
of
little guy.
yeah.
My pronouns are funny
I
little
love a
guy.
funny little guy. It's a
Yeah,
great like
yeah. I do
archetype of
think that that was
character.
a bit that we had going the other night, Shauna. But my pronouns are funny little guy. Oh, when we were at TK's house, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so rank the seasons from best to worst in your opinion. Um, Logan, you said yours had changed a little bit.
I didn't write it down. I feel like
Oh, right.
it'll be because it's so
I was
ever
gonna say,
changing.
I'm curious if mine'll change.
But I feel like something inherently because season two is still. I think the we went through this last time. Like I'm not
Right.
a Buffy Angel fan. But I love that storyline. I love season two. It was nothing. I'd seen nothing like it. Obviously, since like on rewatches, I'm like, this is still really great, and there were so many great character moments and episodes. So I still think season two objectively is my favorite, even though I think my favorite episodes are in other seasons.
Yeah.
And I do love season three. I think it's just hard because four and seven are definitely at the bottom for me.
I want to come back to why you don't like seven, but Shauna, go ahead.
So I agree that I'm not a big seven. Like I'm not a big season
We got
seven
to talk through
fan.
it. We got to talk through it.
Okay, we'll talk
But
through
give
it.
me your rankings
But
first.
okay, so my rankings, I think season three is my favorite.
Mhm.
I think it's just the best villain arc. It has the best side characters. All the majority of my favorite characters are all in season three. It is where the the rest of the like this is what makes a great Buffy
Yes.
season like was made. And then I would probably have to say probably season 5
Mhm.
just because it's it's so difficult to watch for me because there's so many big emotional hits on it,
Mhm.
but ultimately it is very good.
Mhm.
And it's but it does it most of it so well even if Tara an underutilized character because
Yeah.
ultimately I at least she died to further a woman's plot.
Right.
It's
Wait, so that's
progress.
6. So
How
is it
bury
three,
your
five,
gaze.
six?
I think it's 3-5-4-2 6-7-1.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I guess I
Yeah,
had one in
that's
my bottom
that
two. I
was
was
the
yeah.
I think 1 and 7. I think 1 is still the worst season, but 7 is right there after it.
All right, we're
And I know
coming
and this is where something where I love season 4 more than both of you because I'm a big fan of the like look,
Adam, the
it's where Willow
initiative,
discovers her
Riley.
gayness. I
Yeah.
love Spike's turn to
Yeah.
being a good guy. Like I think
Yeah.
Spike's arc of getting defanged and what he does where he's like, odd coupling it with Giles,
Yeah,
where like
or
I love
Xander.
all of that kind of like, yeah, or Xander for that matter. Like it's such
Yeah,
a nice like. I think that's a real fun thing. Like Anya gets to be involved and joins as part of the gang for the first
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Like, but season two is it's close.
All right. Mine are 3, 5, 7, 2, 6, 1, 4. Same thing for season 3. I
Wow,
think.
that you have. I'm surprised you have four lower than season one even.
Well, because I don't know, I would maybe switch that. I haven't gone back and
I was
watched
like,
season one in a while. I think I probably would switch that because there are a lot of great points in season 4. There are a lot of great points in season 4. Season
like
one,
Adam really brings the season down. I think he
yeah.
looks weird, but like I
The
love
initiative
like
was kind of a cool
the
concept.
Alicia's is a
Yeah,
cool
it
thing, and I think
was.
where they turn on Buffy is a real cool plot line. Like I
Yeah.
like that, like the like and of course like Hush is on the list, obviously, of
Yes.
greatest episodes. Like in a way that I don't think they're like I think the season finale is a great episode of season one, but really season one is missing those kind like there's like three maybe four episodes I tell people to watch of season one when I'm recommending Buffy.
Yeah, that's
Buffy
true.
is the like the original, okay, but just get past the first season,
Yes,
Yes.
like
yes.
show
100%.
of which
100%.
there's, and I think this is a future episode of ours of like shows that you just need to get past the first season of because they're so good. Because like I'm a big fan of a few of those, but like Buffy I think is at the top of that list.
Yeah,
Yes. It is
totally.
definitely the original.
I mean, I will season 1 has just it's definitely I'm going to switch 4 and 1 and say that 1 is last because 1 has just now I need to rewatch it. I think it would be really fun to rewatch it together because it is so bad that it's campy. It's full blown camp. It's
It's
like,
so
I
camp.
mean, it's
wow,
got
we this
the
was on
puppet
TV.
episode.
There's a puppet episode. Again, I Robot You
But not even
Jane,
like a they get turned into puppets because I love a they get turned into puppets episode. But a
Smile
ventriloquist puppet
Time.
episode,
Yeah.
less so.
Speaking of characters that we never get referenced again, that girl Darcy that turns
Yeah.
invisible, that is
Oh
played
my
by
gosh, but like
none other
but like
than lesbian icon. Fuck, what's her name?
Oh,
oh um
oh
isn't
my
it
god.
from the what's
The,
it called?
the faculty.
The faculty. I can see her face. Oh my god. What?
There are gay people screaming at us right
I
now.
Claire
know. I
She
feel like
plays.
Higgins.
Ryan, I feel like our
No.
mutual friend Lauren is like wanting
Yes,
is like ears are ringing so
yes.
loudly right now. Oh my god. What is
It's not Veruca. What's her character's name?
Veruca Salt.
No,
No.
Veruca is in.
No, she's the other werewolf.
She's the other werewolf.
Clea Duvall?
Clea
Clea Duvall.
Duvall.
Yes, okay. No, but
So mad I
Clea
couldn't
Duvall
remember
is
that.
no that is thinking the but I'm a cheerleader. Isn't that also but I'm a
Yes.
cheerleader Clea Duvall?
Yes.
Thank
Yes,
you.
with
Okay.
Natasha
Correct.
Leone.
I was
Yeah.
like I
Yep.
wanted to say it, but I've already screwed up one name reference, so I didn't want to
And
go
also
two.
Veep.
Like
She plays a
Oh yeah.
hysterical she's the straight man as a queer woman um in Veep to Julia Louis Dreyfus's character to I mean mostly to Julia Louis Dreyfus' character. Um okay, so what don't you all like about season 7?
I don't like Caleb. I think he
Okay.
has a dumb haircut, and I think he's just like just doesn't do it for me. Like I like Nathan Fillion, but I think
Uh-huh.
Caleb's stupid.
I like
He had
And
Caleb
the
so like
yeah.
he does like I'm like, oh cool, like blowing up the Watchers Council is like a big move, but like it's like but I'm
Yeah.
like but he's just like this like priest dude who's like I don't know, it's just with his dumb haircut, like it's a very like why does he have a bowl cut? Like what are we doing here? You have Nathan Fillion and you're like, let's give him the Bill Squire like look across like
Read
jeez.
him, Shauna. I've never heard you go in on someone like that over their appearance, and it's valid because they
Also, I'm
really
absolutely
made.
going to say Bill Squire is a friend, and I'm going to absolutely message him and be like that when he had to get the dumb haircut is literally
Yeah,
the haircut that Caleb has in Buffy.
that's
Yeah.
hysterical.
It was like, yeah, but he has the kind of haircut that you lose a bet and have to get a haircut for. What are we doing?
Got it.
The
Right,
costuming is
right.
so great, and you're like, he's a pretty. Anyways, but yeah,
Yeah,
but I think, but okay, back to seriousness though. It's just such a dark season. It's such a downer of a season. It's just, and as we've talked in one of our other iterations of this episode, so I have a hard time watching season 5 because my rewatches tend to get stifled there because I've never seen the episode where Joyce dies.
Yeah,
Mm.
of course.
And as someone who lost her mom at a very similar age to when Buffy was, it hits me way too hard. So I
Yeah.
always get stopped. And it's like, you know what? I think since I'm running out of time, maybe that's going to be, I'm going to re-pick up because I literally started. I've got to rewatch it all through and get through season 5, watch all the episodes. But yeah, I think the
I'll watch
down
it with
endings of
you.
season 7.
I
Okay,
haven't watched it since my mom died, and I'll be your emotional support viewer because
thank you. Yeah, we'll do the Aubrey
Yeah.
Plaza in Parks and Rec where she's like, and we have to wear a lot of mascara so we know if you
It's
cry.
yes.
Like
yeah.
we
It's a lot. It's a tough one.
Yeah.
I often do not rewatch it on rewatches.
right, like but that's where I'm like, and
Mom?
I
Oh
should
god.
have seen it the first time through, but it was like again, it was like 10 years ago was closer and like
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Logan, what's your beef with season 7?
I hate that they kicked Buffy out of her own house, and I know that
Yeah.
is such like a basic thing to hate.
It's one specific moment that really I just saw someone on Twitter being like, "That's my villain origin story." Like
I
that's for
just saw
100%.
that
turning
too,
people.
like probably
Yeah,
because you liked it.
yeah.
The
Um, I also agree. I think Caleb could have been a better villain. I think there was no pun intended, or I guess pun intended, a lot of potential for the idea of that character.
wasted
Um,
character.
but
Wasting
and
Nathan Fillion.
wasting Nathan Fillion, and but there are really great moments in that season too. I just think overall it felt very hodgepodgey somehow. I don't know. Maybe I do need to go back and be a little bit more kind to it on a rewatch. Just there are some things that I just don't understand, like them turning on Buffy so quickly. Like
Yeah.
this is the woman who literally has died how many times to save the world, and then you're doing this. And I think it kind of suffers from the last season of Game of Thrones kind of mentality
Mm,
where it feels very rushed to get to that point of them wanting to kick her out. I don't want to give any spoilers for that show, but I just feel like that kind of
no, I
that's reminded me of quite a bit.
they did kind of I get where you're saying where they kind of jumped to that conclusion. Or like, well, this is the only answer. Buffy's wrong, so go fuck yourself. Like after everything. Like what are we doing?
Yeah.
Yes. I will.
Come on.
I absolutely hate that part of season 7. I like season 7 because there's a lot of payoffs. I love a long term payoff. Um,
Hmm.
in Selfless when Xander or when Buffy finally calls out Xander for lying about the moment in season 2 when Willow says,
Yeah.
"Tell her I'm going to try to reinsole him," and instead he tells Buffy that Willow said kick his ass, and we get this like 3-second moment with these 3 people that we've known for 7-8 years now, and you're like, "Oh, he didn't. She never said that." Like it really. That was a moment my ex would end up watching random episodes with me, and I went back and like I showed him that scene where they're arguing over like she's like I killed Angel blah blah blah, and then I went back and showed him the reference and he was like these people deserve Emmys. Like the payoff of it is so good, and I think we get
Yeah.
a lot of that in season 7, especially with Faith coming back, who again is my favorite character. But there are some down moments. I just think it's a great series finale. And to me, even though there are some blunders in season 7, I look at it with like these great moments of like incredible season finale, or series finale, Faith coming back, all of these moments that really make up season 7, even if it's rushed at times.
I,
And
it's like I
it's
kind of
just
like Andrew. I think
oh
Andrew
God,
gets like
Andrew
I
getting
think
his fucking like his time to shine, queer
right and like
representation.
and really like being
Yes.
like this like as this like storyteller exaggerator and like getting to
Yeah.
use like that to then tell the story of Anya. Like I thought
Yes.
it was such a cool like but like also, like also I love that the actor is of us and
Yes.
the
Yes.
it's just an appreciation.
Yeah.
So
I
Well,
love the whole episode that he gets to. The
storyteller.
storyteller. Oh, it's one of my
Yeah.
favorites. Yeah.
So
I think
good.
that is a cool one.
Hello, gentle
Honestly, one of
viewers.
my favorite Anya moments is in that when he like cuts to her and when he's telling a story in the bathroom and it cuts to her and she goes, if you're masturbating, just go in your room and do it quietly, like the rest of us do, or something. And then she's wearing this like baby doll sweater and these like it was like 2004-ish, so the seam of her jeans was cut off on the top. She looks so hot. Oh my god. Okay, so we're pressed for time. Quick ranking. Who are your favorite villains?
The mayor.
The mayor.
Oh, Mayor and Faith specifically.
Yes.
The mayor and Faith, and I think the mayor and Faith, and then it's okay. So I was thinking about this for the seasons, where I think I have to tier them. So my tier up, I think I would tier the mayor in his own, and then just below that I would put Glory and the Whirlwind, like the triumvirate between Drusilla and Spike and Jealous.
Yeah.
And then probably after that,
Dark Willow.
Dark Willow, absolutely. Yeah, honestly, even in that tier, I would put Dark Willow.
Yeah.
Almost brought down a tier by that trio. But yeah, and then
it was a
probably
good bait and switch, though.
Yeah.
We're building this whole season. That was one thing that Buffy did so well, was they would build towards the villain, and then you're like, man, what's gonna happen? And then boom, plot twist. That's not the big bad. Then who's left? Logan,
the big bad is addiction.
Yeah. Yes. The big bad is life. That's what they all say about season 6. The big bad is life.
They're not wrong. I think that the Drusilla, Spike, Angel, I love that dynamic. I love Drusilla. I wish we would have gotten more of her. Such a great actress. I absolutely adore her. And then the mayor is definitely up there. I would have watched a whole sitcom with him and Faith and Trick. I think that would have been great.
You're back. We're good.
Yeah. Sorry about that. So we're gonna wrap up. We didn't get to the Bang Joel spy fucking all of the ships that we.
It's not Biley. It's
not Biley. Everyone knows it's not Biley.
Biley.
It's not
okay,
Biley.
So
never Biley. Red flag.
Most important question of real hot nerd shit. Logan, who is the hottest character on Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Oh man, I knew you were going to ask me that. Faith. Probably Faith.
Correct answer. Sean, who's yours?
I think my very bisexual ass has a very hard time deciding between Faith and Spike.
That was the come for me.
It is really and truly, it's a 1 and 1A. I'm going to go with Spike because at the end of the day, I mean, well, they both exhibited consent issues, really. So
True.
yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
True. What does that say about us, you all? That our two favorite people are people who have demonstrated histories of sexual violence.
We're into some real hot nerd shit.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, and also obviously Buffy's the other hottie.
Yeah.
Anya, Smoke Show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Giles.
Ripper.
Oh.
Ripper is
Case settled. Ripper is the hottest character on Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Faith and Spike cancel each other out in bisexual fever dream. Yeah.
Yes. Logan, thank you so much. Before we wrap up, where can folks find you on social media if they want to learn more?
So you can always follow Flaming RiverCon on Instagram and Facebook. I also sporadically post on Instagram as Logan in the Wild. I do some art things as well, but it's mostly if you want to just see me occasionally pop off in my Instagram stories about whatever random nerd shit that I have decided that I wanted to let the world know about because I'm scared of Twitter. So that's where you can find me.
Thank you. Shauna, where can folks find you?
You can find me at Helen Pass, and I'm on Instagram and Twitter because I will only get on that platform.
It's so good. You can find me at Intuitive Blurred or at Real Hot Nerd Pod. Thank you all so much for joining us. You will catch us on our next episode where we'll be discussing our final installment of our favorite nerd shit, We'll be talking about our video game legacies with our friend Ryan. We can't wait to see you then.
Nice.
Stay nerdy, cuties. Bye. All right, y'all, we hit some technical difficulties, so we're going to end this recording here, and we'll pick up in part 2. See you there.